Hello YouTubers from all over the world. Well, it's mostly gonna be flat earthers again, but yeah, this is gonna be a follow-up video to my first flat earth video, because it seems that a lot of you don't have the attention span, because I started off kind of with a rant, and I was basically shooting that people said they couldn't hear the questions over the noise. So I'm gonna start off with the reasons why a flat earth simply does not work, and maybe I'll add even a couple more questions, but here we go. Number one, why don't we see different stars in different hemispheres? You can test this yourself. Most of these things you can test yourself. I mean, we live in the social media age, so if you live in the north, you can talk to somebody in the south and you can compare the way you see the stars. The way we see the stars in the night sky, the way we see the constellations in the northern hemisphere compared to the southern one, that does not work on a flat earth. Now people can say perspective, earth is lens shaped, but still, we still would not see the stars the way we see it. It's that simple. You know, even the Greeks, the ancient Greeks over 2,000 years ago figured that out. That the closer they moved to the equator, that the North Star seemed to be disappearing behind the horizon. If you're on the equator and the North Star is disappearing, that does not work on a flat earth. Even with a lens shape or what kind of perspective or whatever, that does not work. You would still be able to see most. You would basically see all the stars if you were on the equator. Do you understand? Not just the stars that we can observe now. And you can do this all by yourself. The second one, the way we see the sun move, the way it goes under the horizon and comes up from the other side. Now flat earthers will say, yeah, it's perspective, the sun actually goes further away and disappears. That does not make sense. You realize that light travels at light speed, and if the sun is as close as you guys say it is, we would not see it fit. We would, I'm sorry, but it's just stupid that people say that. Because if you use, let me just say this. If I give you that the sun somehow fades out, you know, it moves away and it fades out, why can't we use a telescope to continue seeing it? Are you telling me I can see Jupiter with a telescope, which I have seen? I even see the red spot and its moons and many other planets, but I can't see the sun that's supposedly closer? How does that even make sense? Also, when we see the sun move to the sky, we don't see it change shape. Even if it gets supposedly further away, it doesn't change shape. Now there's this one video that's clearly a fake, which has no witnesses, no name of the city, which basically shows the sun fade. But if you go outside, no matter where you are on the planet, you won't see that. So that video is bullshit, unless the whole surrounding area saw that and took film and shit. Maybe it would have some credibility. I mean, come on, there's even supposedly a video of Nibiru being in the sky. I mean, come on, people can fake videos all the time. But if you actually think logical, what you see is not what you guys say it is. And I'm talking about you flat earthers, of course. But let me go on. Why are all the other planets clearly spheres and the Earth not? How does that work? And again, even people say planets aren't real. I'm sorry, but I've seen it with my own eyes. And I use the 500 euro telescope, which is basically a cheap telescope. But I could see basically the red spot, I could see the cloud bands on Jupiter. I could see Saturn's rings. And also, if I can see that, why can't I use it to see further than the horizon? to see like the ice wall or any mountains that should be blocking the view. Doesn't make sense. People talk about, yeah, if you go high you can't see the curvature. Actually you can. Many pictures have been made from planes. Go on YouTube or Google and type in Concorde curvature of the Earth, because the Concorde could go high enough and you'll clearly see a curvature. Clearly. If you're on a mountain high enough, you can clearly see a curvature. When engineers design a bridge that's really long, I forgot the name of the bridge that I wanted to talk about, but when engineers design a bridge that's really long, they have to take into account the curvature of the Earth. You can go on YouTube and hear engineers talk about it. You can hear snipers, long-range snipers, talk about how they have to take into account the Coriolis effect when they're shooting. Why would they have to do that if the Earth was flat and stationary, not moving? That does not make sense. Next one. If there's no gravity for the Earth to collapse in on itself and be a spheroid, what other force is keeping us down? People say density. Makes no sense, because density needs an outside force to act upon it, which in our case it's gravity. In a vacuum, it doesn't matter how much density something has. I mean, come on, asteroids have a lot of density. What brings them down to Earth or any other planet they crash in? Gravity. Yeah. Next, if you use a high-powered telescope, I already said that, why you can't see the ice walls. What physics makes the Earth so important that everything revolves around it? I mean, let me go further than that. Why hasn't there been any flat earther, that was interested in science and try to disprove the spheroid Earth? Actually bringing in the physics behind it. None. Are you telling me no flat earther is smart enough to do that? I mean, come on now. But yeah, let me move on. Why are there so many flat earth models? I mean, why can't you flat earthers even agree with what model is correct? People say, yeah, neither do you, because other people say the Earth bulges and the others say the Earth is as a pear, blah blah. Here's the thing. Yeah, the Earth indeed does bulge at the equator. That's true. But the effect is so minuscule that even from outer space you wouldn't really see a difference. It's really not that much. It's like someone said, if you stick like the head of a pin on a basketball and you like put it, you like watch it from a distance, you really wouldn't, you would barely see that pin head, barely even see it. And it might even be less than that. Also, people say you can't travel to Antarctica. Well, that's bullshit. You can. If you have your own ship, you don't even need to go through a travel agency. You can go with your own ship. And many people travel there. I mean, last year alone, over 37,000 people traveled to Antarctica. They made videos, pictures, all of that. Kids even go to Antarctica. If the Antarctic Treaty was keeping people out, why do we have so many people still able to travel there with no problem? Because here's the thing, the Antarctic Treaty was made so countries wouldn't be fighting over who controls Antarctica. That's the only reason why. Also, there are polar routes. Airplanes actually fly over it, and there are pictures made from airplanes. Guess what? No ice wall. And even if there was an ice wall with all the people that travel there, are you telling me nobody can climb over that ice wall and take a picture from the other side? People climb the highest mountains that we have on Earth, and they don't do that? Come on now. Next, How is it possible that when we have like 24-hour long daylight on the South Pole, that on the North Pole it's 24-hour darkness? That does not work on a flat Earth. It's really simple that it really does not work. You know, and about that spotlight sun that the flat earthers use. Well, how does that make sense? Because if you guys basically agree that the sun is a sphere as a light source, the light will be shining at all directions, not straight down like a spotlight. That does not make sense at all. I mean, seriously, you flat earthers, if you guys want us to take you serious, you really need to think logical. And well, the thing is, if you actually thought logical, we wouldn't be having this discussion. I wouldn't be making this video because nobody would be talking about flat earth. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Quick video. And come on guys, this is the reason why people think every conspiracy theorist is a nut. It's because of you guys. But yeah, see you. Let me end it with this.
Gravity, you fucking retard!
Gravity!
Have you ever heard of fucking gravity?
Gravity!